Hi, everybody. Welcome to the third week of Epiphany, and today I'd like to talk about the opening of Genesis and offer you some excellent resources to understand what in seminary we called the primordial narrative of the book of Genesis. It's Genesis 1 through 11, and it covers the creation of everything right up to Abraham. And I know that this covers stuff from last week as well as this week, but here we go anyway. The stories in these texts, in Genesis 1 through 11, are the most ancient stories, literally in human possession. They reach back to the very darkest mists of the ancient past. They're prehistoric. And they were told in this form that we have them now, probably by Moses, with subsequent editors, maybe updating the material after the conquest and maybe into the Babylonian captivity, perhaps. Now, these passages, because they're so ancient, so far removed from us in space and time, that they're therefore difficult to understand, particularly in our modern setting, because the cosmology, the worldview that modern people have is very different from those ancient cosmologies, the ancient worldview of Genesis in the early chapters. And this makes these chapters controversial in debates between science and religion. I'm sure you've been exposed to some of that in your years of being a Christian. And these opening chapters have also been subject to intense critical assault. For probably a century and a half now, maybe coming up on 2 centuries, since the early 1800s, sustained academic assault, because critics correctly recognize that the credibility of the rest of the Bible is built on the foundation of its opening chapters. But so often, if you have followed these things, these debates over whether science is right or the Bible is right, well, they completely miss the point. Both sides miss the point. They miss the point of what the author and this narrative are trying to convey back in the original context, and what audiences reading and hearing these stories for centuries, but they clearly understood in the original context. Because these writings are not trying to answer modern scientific questions of the material origin and structure and the processes that made the universe. They had different concerns. Their concern was functional in nature, right? So Genesis describes God creating his cosmic temple. The cosmos itself, the universe, is a temple for God's habitation, the Creator's home. And this world is his headquarters. In Genesis 1 and 2, describe the functions of the cosmos rather than its material origins and structures and processes. Genesis 1 is a 7-day inauguration of this cosmic temple, setting up its functions for the benefit of humanity, with God dwelling in relationship with his creatures. That's what Genesis 1 is all about. And when viewed in context of the other ancient cosmologies, the other narratives of cosmic origins, you realize how strikingly beautiful and simple, harmonious, and humane these opening chapters of Genesis are in ancient context. Now, let me recommend a very readable book that elaborates on this. It's called The Lost World of Genesis 1 by John Walton. I don't know if the camera is going to reverse this image, so maybe this is confusing, maybe it's all written backward, I don't know. But this book is 150 pages. It's very accessible, easy to read, a pleasure to read. It's very insightful, and he serves up lots of really very fresh, insightful information and clear, cogent argument to make this case. And John Walton also has a series of other books called The Lost World of Adam and Eve, The Lost World of Genesis Flood, The Lost World of the Conquest. It gets into the book of Joshua, and other books that he's working on in the same series. Really helpful to understand the Old Testament. So I recommend those to you as a way to deepen your understanding of these wonderful, ancient, mysterious, and controversial chapters in the book of Genesis. In the daily office, we're reading these last week and this week, I think in the week to come as well. But these are books that you will enjoy for weeks and months to come. They'll be very helpful in your understanding of these chapters. So God bless you all. Read on and enjoy. And I'll see you at the next video. God bless.